Hi, Join here again, talking about our health, and we're still on the series about our sexual function and how we can better it. And today we have the privilege of talking about natural male XXL. Natural male XXL is a supplement. It's an organic supplement. It has pills. It comes in two sizes. There is a size of 60 pills per bottle and another of 120 pills per bottle. And it is really a very effective supplement. It has a number of ingredients in it, over 15 ingredients that are very important in for a man's sexual well-being, and also for a woman too, actually. But it is very, very important for men's sexual health. We're going to dwell on it mainly in terms of male sexual health. And thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much for always watching. If you have any comments or questions, you can put it in the comment section. I'll be able to reply you and be able to help you. Yeah. So let us look at Natural Male XXL. I said it's a supplement, two bottle size. We have the 60 pill size and 120 pill size. And why Natural Male XXL? So Natural Male XXL is one of the supplements that we have that really do a variety of functions. Instead of one taking pills every time they're going to have intercourse, Natural Male XXL is able to take away some of the problems that men mainly experience, and therefore a man doesn't need to be able to go for to take a pill every time they go for intercourse. In the long run, it corrects some of the most burning sexual dysfunctions, and a man is able to have a very good sexual life with his spouse. So let's start with its main advantage. I like calling Natural Male XXL a testosterone booster, because you find that 11 out of 15 of the products are basically increasing testosterone production or increasing testosterone in one form or another. So we looked at testosterone when we are looking at sexual desire, when we're looking at defining the sexual dysfunctions, and we say that testosterone is the primary sex hormone in a man. So without testosterone, a man's sexual function is just gone away with. And the main thing, when we dwelled on testosterone, we realize it's very important in boosting the sexual desire or libido or appetite in a man. We found out that's the main function of testosterone, in addition to fertility and sperm production, but it's very important for the desire for sex. In fact, then we looked at some of the things that lower testosterone in men. So these are some of the candidates of men who need Natural Male XXL, because these men usually have a lower testosterone levels and therefore have low sexual desire or appetite. So one of the things, when we look at some of the things that lead to a decrease in testosterone in men, some of the things that lower testosterone levels, and these are the men that would actually benefit a lot from this product. We have age. As the man grows older, his testosterone production lowers, such that by the time he's 50 and 60 years, the testosterone levels are half what they were at when a person was 25 to 30. So if the man is above 50 years and above, 45 years and above, his testosterone production has really lowered, and therefore he needs to boost his testosterone levels, so that the body has optimum testosterone for desire and all these other things. So the other category of people are people that are stressed. You find that when a man is stressed, he produces a lot of what we call cortisol hormone. When cortisol is high, testosterone levels are down, and therefore that person has issues with libido. When you have issues with libido, it's easy for you to have issues with erectile function as well. Then the other main thing is men who are a bit obese. Men that are obese convert their testosterone into a female sex hormone called estrogen. So when a man is obese, most of his testosterone, which is the primary sex hormone for a man and the one that's responsible for appetite, for libido, for the desire for sex, really lowers. and because most of it is being converted into estrogen because of the presence of fat cells. So this man who is obese, the man who is a bit overweight, also needs a testosterone to boost their testosterone levels. There are people who basically were born with and they're producing low levels of testosterone as well. Then we have some men have high levels of a hormone called prolactin. Prolactin is a hormone that responsible for production of breast milk, but you find that there are some men also who have high levels of prolactin hormone. And when a man has high levels of prolactin hormone, his fertility is affected because and also his libido is affected because testosterone levels lower and prolactin hormone increase. When prolactin hormone is up, testosterone levels go down. So you find that that man also will have issues with libido and desire for sex. Very many other things. I've talked about stress. Talked about weight. I've talked about age. I've talked about let me so I've talked about age, weight, prolactin hormone levels, and then stress as well. Uh, those are some of the things that often that lead that lower testosterone levels, or some people genetically have low testosterone levels, and yeah, age, every man above 45, their testosterone production is a bit low, so those are some of the things that would lower testosterone, and yet testosterone is responsible for desire. So, like I said, natural male XXL is basically a testosterone producer because most of the ingredients help in the production of testosterone. So we start with the first ingredient, which is calcium. Calcium is an important mineral involved in the production of testosterone, and then the next ingredient, which is a mineral, is also called zinc. Zinc is very important for testosterone production. When we increase testosterone production, we actually increase the desire for sex. So these those are so far two components that we've talked about that help with the desire for sex through increasing testosterone production. The next component is tonkat ali, or some people call it long jack, or areoforma longifilia, which is tonkat ali long jack, or areoforma longifilia. So long jack or tonkat ali is a potent aphrodisiac. When I talk about an aphrodisiac, I think of chocolates, I think of wine, those things that really put someone in the mood to have sex, and then they have that euphoric feeling, that feel good thing and then they have that desire to have sex. So you find that tonkat ali is a potent aphrodisiac. It puts someone in the mood to have sex, that euphoric, that nice good feeling to have sex. Then the other thing is that tonkat ali improves luteinizing hormone. Tonkat ali also improves levels of luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is the hormone that is released by the pituitary gland that is responsible for to send information to the testes to produce testosterone levels. So tonkat ali will improve luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is the one that stimulates the Leydig cells to produce testosterone hormone. So you find tonkat ali very helpful in increasing testosterone production by improving luteinizing hormone levels. Another thing that tonkat ali does that is really important is if someone is stressed, fatigued, or overworked, tonkat ali will reduce cortisol levels in men. Tonkat ali will reduce cortisol levels in men. When cortisol levels are down, you find that testosterone levels will go down. So you find that tonkat ali, when it comes with stress, very good. When it's an aphrodisiac, will just put someone in the mood, that euphoric feeling to have sex. Then it also improves testosterone levels that help with libido through improving luteinizing hormone levels. Then we have another component, oyster. I don't know if I'm saying it well, but yeah, oyster. Oyster is a source of zinc, and we saw earlier that zinc is responsible for production of testosterone levels. So oyster is also found in natural male XXL and is very good for that purpose. Then we go ahead and see that maca. We have maca. Maca is what we call an adaptogene or a superfood. Maca does a variety of functions, and most of us know maca in form of maca in female sexual health, but maca has what we call androgen hormone-like effects, or what I can say, it mimics testosterone. It has testosterone-like effects when someone takes it. So it will mimic testosterone, and put someone in the mood for sex. It's also an aphrodisiac. It also reduces cortisol levels. Therefore, if someone is stressed, maca also helps to reduce cortisol. And when cortisol is reduced, testosterone will go up, and therefore their libido will be increased. Yeah, so far we've looked at calcium, zinc, tomcat alley, oyster, and maca. So far those are 5 ingredients so far in terms of libido. So I'm still going on with libido. So you find that this natural male XXL is very good for the old elderly man, someone whose testosterone production has reduced, someone who is stressed, someone who is obese, and for one reason or another, because of testosterone being converted into estrogen, they're no longer able to have the desire for sex that they actually had. So then we have ginseng. Someone said ginseng. Yeah, ginseng. So ginseng is an aphrodisiac. I've already explained what an aphrodisiac is, and it basically has a component called ginsenoside, ginsenosadine. It's written there, yeah. Ginsenosadine RB, which increases secretion of testosterone hormone. So ginseng is not only an aphrodisiac, but it also has a component in it that increases the secretion of testosterone hormone. So therefore, that will help to improve the libido. Then the other thing is Muira palma. So most of us know Muira palma in terms of nervous system. It is neuroprotective and all those things. But it has what we call sterols. So Muira palma contains sterols. Those are the building blocks of production of testosterone. So Muira palma contains sterols that are building blocks for testosterone hormone. On top of its neuroprotective properties, on top of its ability to stimulate the nervous system, it also contains sterols that are building blocks for testosterone hormone. Then another component that's very important is sarsaparilla root. Sarsaparilla root has sterols that closely resemble testosterone hormone. So these plant sterols, when someone takes in, there is no need for the liver to overwork in order to induce the production of other hormones, because these plant sterols mimic actually testosterone. But they don't only stop there, they also induce testosterone production. So sarsaparilla does 2 things. It mimics testosterone, then also it increases testosterone production. So like I said, when testosterone is improved, we have libido, we have desire for sex. Then the other thing is licorice. So there are 2 schools of thought. Some people say licorice actually reduces testosterone levels. Other researchers say that it can increase testosterone levels. But the main thing that they really put it in this natural male XXL is that studies found that the smell of that licorice, that aroma that it has, is particularly stimulating for men. When we're talking about when a man smells, when a man smells, when he tastes, when he touches, and what, that's when the sexual response begins. That's when the erection begins. So researchers say that the smell of licorice is particularly stimulating for men, and they've realized that the moment there is no licorice, there is automatically a 13% blood flow increase in the penis of a man as a result. So that's amazing, right? So licorice is there for basically its aroma in the peel, and the research that suggests that even the mere smell of licorice is stimulating for men. It just increases their desire for sex. Then the next component that we have, I really love the way it works. It is stinging nettle. So stinging nettle is, some people call it nettle extract. So stinging nettle helps with prostate health. Today we're not talking about prostate health, but also it's very important in the desire for sex. So when men have produced testosterone hormone, and it actually gets converted, for example, in the prostate, it actually gets converted to another more potent, stronger hormone called dihydrotestosterone. Now, dihydrotestosterone, or DHT, is a more potent form of testosterone. So the only problem that happens is that this dihydrotestosterone um, can be bound and attaches to the cells of the prostate, causing rapid multiplication of the cells of the prostate, a thing that later leads to prostate enlargement. But when a man takes in stinging nettle, this stinging nettle will bind to the receptors where DHT was supposed to bind. Now, DHT in itself is a stronger form of testosterone. So when DHT doesn't bind it and remains in circulation, it is actually good, and therefore it will increase desire because you have a lot of freely moving DHT, which is a more potent form of testosterone in the blood flow. So therefore, you've increased desire for sex, you've increased fertility and all these other things because you've improved DHT levels, because it's a more potent means a more stronger, a more like planted form of DHT, that testosterone, that actually does the things that testosterone does much more. The only problem is when this DHT is bound. So when stinging nettle prevents the bounding, yeah, we get the full benefits of having the testosterone. Yes, DHT in circulation. So the other components, we have astragalus. Astragalus improves testosterone levels. Tribulus improves testosterone levels, and therefore desire for sex is improved. So we've seen over like 11, 12 things that are really helping with the testosterone levels. One thing that I'd forgotten is that oyster, on top of having zinc as a testosterone, improving testosterone form of zinc, oyster also increases levels of dopamine. You remember dopamine is excitatory, like we talked about. So in order for someone to be put in the mood for sex or to have libido, they need dopamine. So oyster will also improve dopamine levels. So then now we move to the next thing. So we've realized the natural male XXL is basically mainly a testosterone inducing component. So then when we go to erection, we find that there are two, three, four, five things that are mainly improving the erection out of the 15. So you find that its majority are a testosterone enhancer, a libido enhancer. Then the next thing is that it will improve the erection. And also, the good thing is that when you improve testosterone levels, and the desire for sex is there, also there's improved blood flow, because the first step in the sexual response is the desire for sex, or the arousal stage, the excitement stage. Then we go to getting actually an erection. So the first thing that's there that helps with the erection is L-arginine. So L-arginine is an amino acid. When you remember the erection response cycle, and it's from L-arginine that nitric oxide is made. Nitric oxide is a neurotransmitter that actually begins the initial widening of the blood vessels for blood to flow into the penis and lead to an erection. Remember, the penis is basically made up of spongy tissue. It's basically made up of spongy tissue, sponge-like tissue, and nitric oxide will help to improve blood flow to the penis. When you put a sponge in water and it's filled with water and you see how it swells up, that's basically what happens in the penis. When there's blood flow is improved, the penis will swell up and someone will have a rock hard erection. And then the next component is ginseng. We already looked at ginseng in terms of arousal and libido, but ginseng also, it has ginsenosides that are able to induce nitric oxide synthesis, nitric oxide production. So when you're looking when we look at this natural male XXL, it's most of the things are geared towards improving. The ones that help with the erection are geared at improving nitric oxide production, and therefore vasodilation, and therefore having a good, solid, strong erection. Then the next thing we shall look at is Avena sativa. Avena sativa has active components called avenathramides. Avenathramides. Some of them call these avenathramides natural Viagra. Uh, Basically because they increase nitric oxide production and will increase blood flow to the penis. So it is blood flow to the penis, blood flow to the penis. And then the other thing is cayenne pepper. You know cayenne pepper? Cayenne pepper, kamulali, that spicy thing. So cayenne pepper generates heat and improves blood flow to the penis. So we've looked at Avena sativa, ginseng, L-arginine, and then cayenne pepper that actually basically for them they're improving blood flow to the penis, as the other testosterone things are taking care of the stress, taking care of the libido component of it. So you find that natural male XXL is a good testo booster, but also it helps with the erection. Now, I thought it important that we find that um, natural male XXL is one of the products that you can give when a man is experiencing issues with fertility as well. So it doesn't have anything that would hinder you from giving it to someone who is experiencing issues with fertility, since it's almost everything in its makeup is geared towards production of testosterone. So let me look at just a few components that are basically will help. So let me come with think. Many people think that men are able to produce children for the rest of their lives, though that could be partly true. But as a man reaches the age of 45, the quantity of sperm, the quality of sperm greatly reduces because of the lowering of testosterone hormone and some other factors. So you find that when they say, oh, when a woman is aged, should produce, if she can, the chances of her producing a kid with an abnormality increases. But that's also the same for a man who is 45 years and above. Also, the chances of getting a child also greatly reduces because their sperm count, the concentration, the quality, the movement of the sperms also reduces from the ages of 45 and above. So I find that a man who has sexual issues and is also above 45 and has fertility issues as well is going to benefit greatly from this natural male XXL. So this is one of the most important things about natural male XXL that you will not find in other sexual products, the sexual dysfunction products that we have. So it has calcium. Calcium ions stimulate immature sperm to develop, so they help in the development of the immature sperms. Another thing that calcium does is that it will facilitate sperm penetration into the ovum. So you have calcium stimulating immature sperm to develop, but also you have calcium facilitating sperm penetration into the ovum. So calcium is important in that way. Then you have maca root. You find that in most fertility things, you have maca root. So maca root improves sperm concentration. Maca root improves sperm concentration and also the number of sperm per milliliter. Okay, sperm concentration. That means the number of sperm per milliliter of semen. So maca is very important in that way. It improves sperm concentration or the number of sperm per milliliter of semen. These are proven things. Yeah, so you find zinc that helps in testosterone production, all these other things, the tribulus that helps with production of testosterone, all these other things that we've looked at in production of testosterone are also effective. So then the next thing that I'll talk about for natural male XXL is stamina energy. Stamina and energy. So it has tonkat ali that has active ingredients called quasinoids that supports the use of energy more efficiently, therefore lessening fatigue, increasing endurance and stamina. I'll repeat that. It has active components called quasinoids that support the use of energy more efficiently, lessening fatigue, and therefore increasing endurance and stamina. The other thing that it has is cayenne, which increases energy levels and stamina, and also zinc and other components. So basically, we've looked at natural male XXL helping with libido mainly, helps with the erection, helps with male infertility, and also helps to improve stamina and energy. So if you have a client that has that, all these issues in one, especially infertility with all these other issues, natural male XXL is one of your best options that you should consider. It actually works if you give it for the right component, for the right thing. Like I've said, mainly concentrates on desire for sex, mainly concentrates on the elderly men, the obese men, the people that are stressed. It will improve their erection. Five of the components are helping the erection, but also men that have all these issues at the same time have issues with male fertility. It's a very good component. So instead of like, oh, what can I give? This man wants to improve his sperm count. This man wants to improve concentration. You have natural male XXL that's there, that is proven and that will help. Natural male XXL, depending, like I said, depending on the issues that a man has, it will it's you can take it for 2 to 3 months or 3 to 6 months depending on the problem. So it's best to ask how long the person has had the problem, and you're able to give it for the right in the for the right period of time. So for more of this information, you can visit any Vine pharmaceutical outlet. You'll be able to find these amazing products, these things. I've also written a book called Let Thy Food Be Thy Medicine. A copy just goes for 35,000, and you'll find more of this information about how supplements are very important for health, and how supplements will help overcome these sexual issues and all these other issues. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a lovely day.